हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हैं आप सब। आज हम बात करेंगे फंक्शंस ऑफ रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम की। ओके, इन लास्ट टाइम वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इट्स स्ट्रक्चर एंड टुडे वी विल टॉक अबाउट द फंक्शन ऑफ द रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम. So what is a respiratory system? Basically it is the oxygen delivery system, and the primary function of the respiratory system is to supply the blood with the oxygen. We all know about it. In order for the blood to deliver oxygen to all parts of the body. Okay. The respiratory system does this through the breathing. And when we breathe, we inhale the oxygen and exhale the carbon dioxide. We all know. Okay. If this supply of oxygen is suspended for more than 4 minutes, it can be fatal. Okay. So in addition to the air distribution and gas exchanges, the respiratory system filters, warms, and humidifies the air you breathe. Organs in the respiratory system also play a role in the speech and the sense of the smell. Okay. So what is the act of the breathing? So it will consist two stages. First, inhalation, and the second is exhalation. What is inhalation? The intake of the air into the lungs through the expansion of the chest volume. What is exhalation? The expulsion of the air from the lungs through the contraction of the chest volume. Okay, so inhalation and the exhalation involves muscles. First, diaphragm and the rib muscles. They are constantly contracting and relaxing, approximately 16 times per minute, and causing the chest cavity to increase and decrease. Okay. Now, this is the act of the breathing in terms of exhalation and inhalation. The intake of the air into the lungs through the expansion of the chest volume, known as the inhalation, and the expulsion of the air from the lungs through the contraction of the chest volume, known as the exhalation. So inhalation and exhalation involves the muscles. Diaphragms and rib muscles are constantly contracting and relaxing, approximately 16 times per minute, and causing the chest cavity to increase and decrease. Okay. This is the basic mechanism of the respiration by the diagram. Okay. So in a diagram, you can see how the chest expands and how the chest contracts. There is sternum, ribs, lungs, diaphragm contracts, and then diaphragm relax. Inhalation and exhalation completely function is explained by this diagram. Okay. So students, during the inhalation, the muscle contract, and the contraction of the diaphragm muscle causes the diaphragm to flatten and the enlarging the chest cavity. And the contraction of the rib muscles causes the ribs to rise and increasing the chest volume. And the chest cavity expand, thus the reducing air pressure and the causing air to be passively drawn into the lungs. Air passes from the high pressure outside the lungs to the low pressure inside the lungs. Okay. In the expiration or exhalation, the muscles are no longer contracting and they are relaxed. And the diaphragm curves and rises, the ribs descending, and chest volume also decreases. The chest cavity contracts, thus increasing air pressure and causing the air in the lungs to be expelled through the upper respiratory tract. Air passes from the high pressure in the lungs to the low pressure in the upper respiratory tract. Okay. So this is the function of the various organs and their structures. First, we will discuss nasal cavity. So it's lined with the capillaries, lined with the cilia, and the function is to warms, moisten, and the filters the air entering the respiratory system. Then pharynx, the body cavity that connects the nasal and the oral cavities with the larynx and esophagus. And the function is that part that connects the nasal cavity to the trachea. Then epiglottis. This is the tiny flap of the connective tissue, and the function is to prevent food from the entering the trachea and also prevent from the entering the stomach when breathing in. Then larynx, it is made of the cartilage, and the function is to produce the sound for the communication, also contain the vocal cords. Then trachea, it is a hollow tube surrounded by the tough. Also, it is the flexible C-shaped cartilage rings lined with the cilia and lined with the mucus excreting cells, and the function is to allow the air to pass from the pharynx into the lungs, and the cartilage rings prevents the trachea from the collapsing. Okay. Now the lung composed of the bronchi, bronchioles, and the alveoli, and the main organ of the respiratory system. Okay, lung is the very important system, important organ in the respiratory system. Then bronchi, it is the branch out of the trachea, hollow tube surrounded by the cartilage links, and it is lined with the cilia and mucus secreting cells. And the function is to carry the air into the lungs. Then bronchi lungs, then broncholis. Okay. The structure of the broncholis is the branch out of the bronchi, and it is a large broncholis secretes mucus and are lined with the cilia. And the function is to carry air to the alveoli. And what is alveoli? It clusters of the tiny hollow air sacs and the ends of the smallest bronchioles. It is surrounded by an extensive network of the capillaries, and it is very small structure with a very high surface area. And the function are the sites of the gas exchanges. Now let's discuss about it's all about the respiratory system. Now we will talk about the introduction of the circulatory system and the structure of the heart. So basically the circulatory system is a network that carries blood throughout the body. All animals except the simplest kinds have some type of the circulatory system, and the human circulatory system supply the cells of the body with the food and the oxygen needed to survive. At the same time, it carries carbon dioxide and other waste away from the cells. The circulatory system also helps regulate body temperature and carries the substances that protect the body from the diseases. The system transports the chemical substances called the hormones, which help regulate the activities of the various parts of the body. Okay. In this, first we will discuss about the heart. Okay. So basically, the heart is a hollow muscular organ that pumps blood. It consists of two pumps that lie side by side, and these pumps relax when taking in blood and contract as they send out blood. The left side of the heart is a stronger pump than the right side. The stronger pump receives blood from the lungs and sends it to cells throughout the body, and the weaker pump receives blood from the cells throughout the body and sends the blood to the lungs. Okay. How heart works? We will see now that how it works. So see the difference in the heart rate when we are resting in school or the playing sports. We all know how heart beats. Okay. So in a diagram, you can see what is the exact location of the heart in our body. Okay. It is located in the thorax between the lungs and above the central depression of the diaphragm. 240 gram to 320 gram weight, and it is situated closer to the front of the chest than to the back and slightly to the left side. It has 4 chambers: right atrium, left ventricle, and the right ventricle. And the blood flows down through the right atrium to the right ventricle, then to the left atrium to the left ventricle. All these blood flowing controlled by the valves. Okay. So what is the function of the heart? The main function is to circulation of the blood throughout the body. Systematic circulation carries the oxygenated blood away from the heart to the body and returns deoxygenated blood back to the heart. Then pulmonary circulation, it carries deoxygenated blood away from the heart to the lungs and returns oxygenated blood back to the heart. Then systematic circulation has greater force than the pulmonary circulation. Now, we will discuss what is systematic circulation. Okay. So, we all know that blood comes out from the left ventricle by the aorta, and blood passes through the small arteries which carry the blood to the various parts of the body. Arteries are divided and subdivided until the arteries are reached. So, the arteries have the narrow passage and perform two functions mainly. First is maintenance of the arterial blood pressure, and the second is the regulation of the blood flow of blood into the capillaries. Capillaries basically have thin walls so that exchange can take place between the plasma and the interstitial fluid. So this is the complete diagram of the heart. Okay, there is the pulmonary circulation to the lungs. Tissue capillaries are here. Circulation to the tissues of the head of the carbon dioxide and oxygen. Lungs, lung capillaries are showing in figure. right side of the heart, left side of the heart. Okay, there is tissue capillaries also at the upper and lower part of the heart, and the circulation of the tissue of the lower body. So this is the systematic circulation to the body. Then what is pulmonary circulation? So from the right auricle to the blood passes into the right ventricle, and the right ventricle contracts, blood goes into the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery is divided again to carry the blood to left and the right lung, and in lungs, artery breaks into the smallest arteries to the arterioles to the pulmonary capillaries. Then blood takes oxygen and leaves the carbon dioxide. Pulmonary capillary until veins are formed. Blood comes back to the heart by the four pulmonary veins to the left auricle. Okay. So basically, blood travels through the tubes known as the blood vessels, and basically there are three types: arteries, veins, and the capillaries. Okay. Veins are the blood vessels that carry used blood back to the heart, and the heart sends the blood back to the lungs to pick up more oxygen. Arteries are blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart, and the aorta within the heart is largest the artery. Okay, and the aorta take blood with the oxygen and delivers it to every part of our body. Then capillaries are the smallest blood vessels, and they are branch off from every vein and the artery, as you can see in the diagram. So when we breathe in, our lungs takes in oxygen, and the oxygen passes into our blood through our blood vessels. Okay, students. So in our next lecture, we will discuss about the functions of the circulatory system. I hope आपको lecture समझ में आया होगा. Thank you very much.